Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of 44 Stack. One third of your host, Kelsey Coop Charles, along with me, we got Antonio Brothers on long. We're missing Dave tonight, but he's with us
He in
in
the
spirit.
sky. He
So
in the
he'll be
sky.
back with us soon. Exactly. He's still with us, but he's in the sky. That's
He in
right.
the sky.
He'll be back with us next week.
Yeah, Dave is
So
coming home for the holidays, so he in the sky right now, and he'll be with us next week for sure. But we got a lot. It's been a lot going on this week. Lot going on. Lot going on. Lot going
yeah,
on.
yeah, we're gonna
Oh,
we're
and
gonna
this
start this
this
thing
might
off
be a
right.
classic.
Oh yeah, we're gonna start this thing all right. We're gonna jump into Clemson with the transfer portal. But I wanted to say this one thing first. You all heard it last week on 44 Stack. I predicted that Indiana would beat Ohio State. I was just joking around when I first said it, but I did feel in my spirit that they would win, and they pulled it out. They didn't make me look bad. So Indiana, hats off to you. All right, now let's head to this portal.
You
Before
had to
we
get
went
it
on
in,
air, we
right?
were talking about yeah, had to get that in there.
For those of you
So
that don't
before we got
know,
on air.
anytime there is a game on, the three of us are in constant contact. Okay, and if y'all could read some of these text messages sometime, y'all would really be like, it's something wrong with us because it's something wrong with us. Um, yeah, we let it be known when we write, we are the worst
Mhm.
people in the world.
That's right. That's right. So you got to live with it, man, because I'm saying this season has been so up and down. Um, we try to follow the trends and see what's really going on, but I'm telling you, with this transfer portal and NIL, it has really leveled the playing field across the board when it comes to college teams. There's really no true powerhouse anymore, even though you still have teams that are dominant. Within the next year or so, unless they're putting out some big money, you're going to see a shift, and it's going to be a who's who amongst college champions here shortly. Because anybody, as long as they got deep pockets, they and a decent coach, they can make a run at this thing. So we'll start it off there. We'll start off with our our in-state school, Clemson. We're looking at the portal, because we're starting with Clemson. Dabo, he is, I guess, how would I like to say this? He's the Nick Saban of coaches that's still active. He saw what the portal was going to do. Nick got out. Dabo said, "You know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to still build and develop my teams, um, and see what happens." So I started out the season. It looked like he had a strong team, but game one he ran into a brick wall. Ran into some things. I can understand what he's trying to do, but I think what we're seeing now is the the ugly side of the business of college football. It came to a head real early and real quick. So I know there's going to be some things that have to happen, but Antonio, I'm gonna let you go ahead and speak on it because for the fans that just love football itself, it's great because even though Georgia's been winning, it hadn't been the dominant Georgia team we're used to seeing in the past. Alabama, not the dominant team. Any other Ohio State, they really didn't play anybody. And then when they ran against Indiana, who a lot of people thought was an inferior team, they lost. So that just shows you what the portal can do, as far as just loving it from a fan standpoint. But if you're a diehard and you're loyal to your alma mater, it's got to be tough. So I'm turning it over to you, Antonio, and you talk about it.
Well, the thing I look at it is your powerhouses. There is no more powerhouses anymore. There's still name
No.
school, but there are no more powerhouses, and that comes from the fact that you can no longer stack recruits on top of each other and have basically three first team football teams with when your first team was either graduate or leave to go to the NFL, you got two more superstars ready to take their spot. That's no longer there. So it's even out the playing field. So that's a positive, but it's also a negative because what's happening is you got some kids, and we talked about this on the last show. You got some kids that were very very talented and superstars at their current school, have left school, went to another school chasing the bag, and can't get on the field. Um, what you realize with this is it's the same thing that you see in the NFL. You still got to produce, whether you get the bag or not. Uh, if you think
Right.
that if you leave in one school, and they paying you enough money to go to this other school and you're gonna be there, you still have to produce in order to be on the field. So it's twofold. I understand you're chasing the bag, but at the same time, just remember something. The coach that originally saw something in you, you fit what he wanted you to do. Okay. These teams that come
Is
in
that
and
part.
I can tell you some teams that gonna get rated soon as the bowl season is over with, soon as the playoff is over with. Ole Miss is gonna get rated. Okay, let's just be honest. Because Lane's no
Yes.
longer there. They have a lot of talent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
teams out there begging them, hey, come here, come here. Your coach ain't there no more because everybody can't go to LSU. Let's just be honest about that, okay? Everybody can't go to LSU just because of the fact LSU ain't got room for everybody. So
Exactly.
you're going to have, you look at it from the standpoint, these teams, your Georgias, your Ohio States, everything like that, where they used to have 3, 4 starters behind each other. Now they down to maybe 1.5 starters. So you're gonna see this start to take effect. Now, in the positive side for the fans, this is gonna show up and everybody has the opportunity. So which is a
Right.
good thing, but that's more NFL parity like. So all the years of domination that certain schools have had, that's going away.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is this here. In Dabo's case, I think you said Khalil Barnes was leaving. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will be, if you follow Clemson football like we do, Khalil Barnes was expected to be a very, very good safety for us this year. However, Khalil got hurt in the LSU game, first game of the year, and was never the same the whole year. Okay. So, because of that, Khalil wants to leave school. Now, more than likely, it's not because he had a standout year. Okay, let's be honest about this. Okay, because he barely played the rest of the year after he got hurt in the LSU game. Khalil is leaving because somebody's offered him a pile of money. All right, all money ain't good money, in the words of Denzel Washington. Okay, so because all money ain't good money, you're gonna find out. Okay, yeah, you can go chase this bag, but the thing is somebody looking out for your best well-being. And here's the problem with transfer portal right now. You see certain players. Fernando Mendoza at Indiana left Cal last year. Cal had a pretty decent year. Left Cal, went to Indiana, became a superstar. Okay, got him in the national championship. That's where the transfer portal works in its
Works.
favor. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but Diego Pavia, same thing. He left,
Mm-hmm.
went to Vanderbilt, made Vanderbilt a better football team. You're going to have these, I want to say, pockets of players who leave from where they were, go to another school, and transform that school or uplift that school because that's just that. It has nothing to do with coaching. Let's just be honest. That's that
No.
players. That's that players
Pedigree. Yeah.
mentality and what they have to offer. That's the reason why they have
Mm-hmm.
exceeded expectations or whatever. Because even with Mendoza, he's the primary. When Mendoza, California played pretty good last year. Okay. With
Mm-hmm.
Indiana, they took another step. Okay. Maybe that's what they needed. But Mendoza gonna win the Heisman and he has terrible statistics. Okay. Because let's be real about this. He's not that he lighting on fire. He's the quarterback of the #1 team in the country. It's not that he's a superstar. He's the quarterback of the #1 team in the country. That's the only reason he's up for the Heisman. He hasn't did anything. Indiana's game is predicated on running the football, making plays when they have to. That's what it's predicated on.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, yeah, transfer portal helps you in certain places when you go get something that you need. Okay. But for all these kids that's running out here chasing the bag, I promise you, it is not going to work out the way y'all think it's going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that
So
all
let
the
me
time.
ask this question. What do you think it does to a team dynamic when they bring a player in, making 3, 4, 5 million, and the team knows that that player is not who he says he is? What does that do with a team dynamic at that point? I don't know if we've seen that. I can't tell because I'm not in the locker rooms, but I'm pretty sure that's happened.
Well, even before kids were getting paid, if you saw certain people
Well, that's
playing,
true.
If you saw certain people playing, and the thing about it is, these cats with each other 24 hours a day. Okay,
Ballers know. Yeah,
they see what they are, they see what they do, they see how they approach things. Okay, the kids in the locker room know if you a dog or if you ain't hitting on nothing in the first place, so they gonna know. Okay, so if you elevate a player just because you paying them this type of money, but you got a kid over here that's three times as better, but he can't get on the field, it's gonna show up like a sore thumb, and it's gonna be a reactionary in the locker room. Period.
Mhm.
Anybody that tells you different, they crazy because you've never been in a locker room. You understand that, and this is the thing that you have to understand. In the NFL, everybody get paid, so it ain't no problem. But you got to think about something. In the NIL world, everybody don't get paid. You might get something, but everybody don't get paid.
everybody getting that 5, 6 million.
Right.
They don't.
So in the NFL, your job is to improve to get yourself till you can get that type of money. In college, it's just somebody just handing you some money just so you can come to school, dog. And the thing is,
Yeah,
you are going to ruin your team chemistry, your culture, everything by doing stuff like this. So it's a slippery slope that they own right now. Now I am of the mind, and we kind of talked about it last week. At some point, somebody's going to need to take control of this whole thing and set some rules. And
exactly.
until that happens, you're going to have still this wild, wild west mentality. Kids doing now,
Mhm.
my thing is this here. I'm in favor if you're able to move. But my thing is if you're going to move, if you get one transfer with no sit out,
Exactly.
to me, I think that's logical. You get one transfer with no sit out. But if you're gonna transfer every year, you gotta start sitting out. Because
I
what are
would
you doing?
I would say even at that, um, whatever they guarantee you, you only get a certain percentage of it because you have to stay a certain amount of years to fulfill that. Because it's only to me, I understand I'm all for players getting paid and all that stuff, but you're doing yourself a disservice from moving here to there. You could be that guy, you could be that dog, but you still need coaching because you don't know. There's still things you need to learn before you get to that next level. If you get to that next level by transferring here and there, I mean, yeah, you're off of raw talent, but at some point you're gonna have to stop and listen to somebody, or you're gonna be the biggest buck ever.
Well, you got to look at it from this standpoint. Only 1% of you is going in the NFL.
Exactly.
Only 1% of you going in the NFL. So here's the thing. Um, if you still and this was even before people were getting legally paid because we know people was getting paid before then. But
Always, always, yeah.
here's the thing that you all need to understand. All of you are not going pro. Okay. So my
Hmm.
advice to all of you is when you get an opportunity to go to school, no matter what level it is, you better learn something and get that degree. Whether you get in the bag or whatever, you better get the degree because that's gonna do you a whole lot better than what that little bit of money you getting up front. Because let me tell you something, it don't take long. People always, we used to always think, man, $1 million is a whole lot. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. You'll go through $1 million real quick. Okay. If you don't have the mindset, and I know people are here to, oh man, you crazy. Nah, no, bro. I'm telling you the truth. $1 million don't go as far as you think it do because you're gonna do some dumb stuff with it. Okay. I gotta get me a house. I gotta get my mama a house. I gotta get me a car. I gotta get my mama and them a car. Okay. All right. How much
Million
money you
gone.
got?
That's gone right there.
It
That
gone.
million gone right there.
Because remember something, you in $1 million. You still gotta pay taxes on it. This ain't tax free.
No,
So that million off the rip is about maybe 700,000, maybe 650.
that's only if you're in Texas, Florida, Tennessee, places that have no state taxes.
Right.
Because you still
So
you got state taxes plus federal taxes.
well, let's throw this one. Let's throw this one in to make it a little more realistic. What if you are playing in a state that has no state taxes, but you live in a state that has state taxes? Guess what? It's
Exactly.
getting taxed twice.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because you got to pay for it from the standpoint you getting it there, but when you come home and you file your taxes, eh, They gonna get their money, yo. That's first and foremost, more than anything. And we actually, I don't know if some of y'all done seen, Odell Beckham Jr. talking about how he had $100 million and how he down to nothing now. It don't take long, y'all.
Mm-mm.
These NBA
Mm-mm.
players that go broke, listen at the stories that they tell. Because look here, if you ever really want to tell how people live, watch Kevin Hart hanging out with Dwayne Wade, hanging out with some other
Mm-hmm.
stars, and listen at them tell the stories about how they do stuff versus how he was trying to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you pay attention to your money, you realize my money ain't as long as I think it is. You can't do
Exactly.
certain things because look here, all of these boys that getting NIL money, the first thing they going to is the Dodge dealership. Let's just be real about it, okay? That's the first thing they're going to get. They're going to get a Hellcat. Hellcat or
Mm-hmm.
Demon. One of the two. That's the first thing they're going to buy.
Which is not smart because the Hellcat, I think it might get 200 miles to the tank. And the
My,
Demon is even worse.
well, well, well,
179 miles, I think, to the tank.
it ain't even just from the gas standpoint. Here's the thing. As soon as you roll it off the lot, the depreciation drops probably about 10 grand. Okay, so you paid 80
Mm-hmm.
something $1,000 for a car that's worth nothing. And Lord knows, don't let nothing happen to it. Because once you let something happen to it, it really ain't worth nothing. Okay.
Exactly.
So you ain't gonna make a smart thought process from this anyway. And I guarantee you, if you got one, you got at least 3 to 4 tickets. Okay, let's just be real about it. Your
Mm-hmm.
insurance is sky high. Okay, sky high,
At that age, yes. No matter if you're a good driver or not, at that age, it's high.
sky high. Okay, I'm telling you what I know. I sell insurance. I tell you what I know. Okay, all right. So giving these kids opportunities. I ain't gonna say giving them money, giving them opportunities. You still got to have somebody in their ear guiding these children. Because if you don't,
Exactly.
you are making a tremendous mistake. Because you're gonna put
Exactly.
them, they are gonna put themselves at a total disadvantage. And here go the big thing. What if you don't make the NFL, dog? You got a whole lot of debt
Mm-hmm.
because most
Yeah.
of you gonna get this car and you ain't gonna pay for it.
No. Because they're giving it to you because they want to be associated with it. If
Right,
sunsets come to the dealership, I know it'll bring in more people. But if it doesn't pan
right.
out, you're in bad shape. You're right. 100%.
100%.
100%.
If you don't make it to the NFL, guess what? And you ain't paid. How about this here? You done been in school 3 years. They done gave you this car. You have not paid payment one for 3 years. And you don't
Mm-hmm.
make it to the NFL, but your eligibility is up. Guess what? They gonna want their money. Or they gonna want their car. And which
But they
one?
really don't want
They
they
ain't
really
gonna
don't
want
want
the
the car
car. They
because
want their money. The car
they
is
already
done.
depreciated.
The
It's
car is
depreciated.
done. They want their money. So you in for about $85,000. Okay. If you didn't save none of your NIL money, guess what? You
USOL.
stuck. You stuck.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, I
So
think what it's going to come down to is they're going to have to, if they really care about the players, they will.
they don't. They don't.
They're going to have to put some type of regulations in place and force them to take some type of mandatory financial management classes to make sure they keep that money.
Not gonna happen. Universe could care less. Let's be real
I
about it.
understand.
The
I
only
understand.
way this is gonna work is if you put someone in charge that's not affiliated with the NCAA, someone that's not affiliated with any of the conferences, that can be the
Hmm.
czar of everything. In other words, college football needs a commissioner. Okay,
Exactly.
commissioner. They need a commissioner. They need a set of rules that everybody got to abide by. If you don't abide by those rules, you're not going to be able to do these things. All of that. And that's where we need to go
Hmm.
from now on with big time college football. Now, again,
Yes,
there's
sir.
some things I would put in place. There's multiple transfers.
Mhm.
You can transfer as much as you want, but you only get one where you don't sit out any time. Okay. Because my thing is,
And one payday.
and one payday. But you know what's gonna happen? And this is what's gonna force them to go to it. Eventually, somebody's gonna say, you got paid X amount of dollars. You leaving that school. That school is want to recouping that money. Okay. And that's where the
Mm-hmm.
problem is going to come in, because the reason why you can do this right now, there's no contracts.
Yeah.
Once you put your name on a contract and they start saying that you are an employee of the school, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to have to start paying that money back.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Well, not even employee, you're a commodity at that point.
you'll come out right. So there's got to be some leverage at some place, because I think there's a case just came up where a kid left school. He had been there for 2 years. He left, and now the school is trying to recoup some of that money.
Isn't that the I am a lever from Tennessee?
Not him. So it's
That's
not. It's not Tennessee. It's another. It's a. I want to say it's a school in Texas. I don't want to
okay.
say it's Texas, but it's a school in Texas where he had been there for 2 years. He spent 2 years there. They paid him for 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't produce.
Oh, okay. Nah, that's the other one. I think I'm a lever said he was promised some things he didn't get, so as he left, and they
Right,
just switched quarterbacks. Okay,
right, right.
gotcha.
But this just came out after the season was over with. So this is gonna be
Okay.
interesting, because if that case goes to court and they rule in favor of the school, because really the school does have a, if the school paid him, or if some kind of part of the consortium paid him and he didn't do or live up to the expectations, this is not like a regular job. This is something different. So this is
Mm-hmm.
what's going to lead to all out chaos when it comes to NIL. So
Mm-hmm.
it's going to look a whole, by the time 2028 rolls around, I feel like this is going to look totally different. I give it 3 years. They only gonna
Mm-hmm.
put up with this one more year. Okay. Once the
Mm-hmm.
once the once the playoff expands, there's gonna be some change, some major changes. And me personally, I honestly feel like it's necessary. It's needed. Because
It
my
is.
thing, my thing is right now, for the better good of all of football, this needs to happen in some way, shape, or form. And then from a
Yeah,
standpoint, we don't need bowls anymore. Bowls serve zero purpose. Okay.
exactly. Because nobody cares about him anymore.
Nobody cares, but then at the same time, you wanted to keep them just for a certain standpoint. Okay. People don't realize that 1AA, Division 2, and Division 3 have been having a playoff for years. Okay. All right. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
want to make it seem like playoff is brand new. It's not. They've been doing it for years. Whether it be
Mm-hmm.
32 teams, whether it be 24, whether it be 16, it has always been in position in the lower levels of football. Here is the thing: when 1A has to decide how they want to set up, I, for one,
Mm-hmm.
say, why don't you just go on and copy what everybody else doing? Do 24 teams. The best 24 teams are
Mm-hmm.
the best 24 teams. Period.
Mm-hmm.
That's who gets
That's
in.
it.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's no now, your conference champions get guaranteed some spots, but at the same time, okay, that means there's only one champion. Everybody else, y'all playing for at large bids. And
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, it's just like how it is now. Division 1 trying to make it harder than what it is, because I need to be here. Play a decent schedule, win the games
Mm-hmm.
that you're supposed to win, and you'll get in.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame, I don't hear nothing out of y'all. Nothing. Okay. And then this crap y'all came up with this week about the ACC treating y'all wrong. ACC's responsibility was to put Miami in, just from the standpoint they in the conference. Y'all ain't.
Yeah.
So Notre
Mm-hmm.
Dame has no leg to stand on. Okay. And then your AD gonna go out there and run his mouth talking about, well, we got this DOA next year. We already guaranteed. So you know what they already said? Oh, well, we just won't schedule y'all then. So then what you gonna do? Because
Mm-hmm.
if you don't play the big boys, it don't matter. Notre Dame,
And
you
what
you
happened when they played the big
choose who
boys?
you play. The thing is this here: playing the ACC, okay, you play it. It's not like you playing Clemson every year. It's not like, okay, you lost to Miami. Who
Former
else in
Clemson.
the ACC did you play this year that was worth anything? Nobody. You didn't play Virginia. You didn't play. You didn't play Cal. You didn't play Louisville. I mean, you didn't play SMU. So how was you gonna get in
Exactly.
based on that schedule? Then your non-conference was the Trojans. Yeah, you beat them, But that didn't help because the Trojans collapsed down the stretch just like y'all did. I mean, just like everybody else did. So that didn't help you.
Yeah.
Okay, you played Navy. Come on, bro. It's
Hmm.
Navy. I'm sorry. I understand it's service academy and whatever, but that's never gonna get you unless Navy's undefeated. Navy's never gonna make the playoff.
No.
You know, so you're gonna have to eventually in 3 years. Notre Dame is gonna have to get in a conference
Hmm.
because here's the thing: if I'm the other conferences and I'm looking at Notre Dame, and I don't care how much money you bring in because they on your schedule or whatever. Think about this here. Notre Dame just told y'all they can get in. They can get in as long as they're in the top 12. Why would I schedule them? Or if
Exactly.
I do schedule them, why I'm giving you anybody that's worth anything? I schedule you against the worst teams in my conference all the time.
Yeah.
And tell my better teams in the conference, don't put them on schedule. Because it makes zero sense. Get in a conference. You're the only major team that's still independent.
Hmm.
30 years ago, that mattered because everybody was independent 30 years ago. The Penn States, your Miamis, your Florida States, before they got in the ACC, they were still independent. Now it
Yeah.
don't matter. You need to be in a conference. Either that or push everybody into one super conference,
Hmm.
which y'all
There you
don't
go.
want, which y'all don't want because of the fact, let's be honest, in college football, the halves still have everything. Ohio State is still Ohio State.
Hmm.
Alabama still Alabama. Georgia still Alabama. I mean, still Georgia. Okay. If
Hmm.
Clemson could get back right, but see, Clemson, again,
Hmm.
like we said earlier in this year, you deserve everything you get because you're just like Florida State. Stop being greedy. Play, just do what you're supposed to do and be done with it.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
So let's talk about the other thing in college football right now.
Hmm.
You know, I'm a firm supporter of the Michigan Wolverines. Have been for a long time. Long story, but you know,
I'm gonna let you tell this one. Yeah, I'm gonna sit back and be a
but
spectator on this one.
I'm just gonna be real about this here, bro. You can't do what they do. That's just the best way I can put it, bro. You can't do what they do. You are the
Just
head coach.
do the right thing.
Nah, bro. I mean, I'm not policing nobody's morality. I'm not. I'm not.
Hmm.
Okay? Because look at it's gonna happen. But what I'm saying is, from a black standpoint, okay, I'm gonna put it at race and be done with it. You can't do what they do, no matter how hard you try. You can't get away with that, bruh. And then you can't do stupid stuff on top of doing what they do. You can't buy plan Bs, bruh. On the corporate card. Really? That's what we gonna do? Well, you can't do that, man. You can't. I'm sorry. You just can't. And see, here's the other part. Here's the other part where I go back to you can't do what they do. I'm not sitting here one time and saying that another coach hadn't done these same things. But let's remember something. Yeah, it's been a bunch of them that did the same thing. They got another job. You, on the other hand, ain't gonna get another job. You, on the other hand, might be coaching middle school. Might. And that's a strong might. Okay? Depends on where you at, man. Depends on where you
You
at.
won't let them do that either.
You
You
might.
won't be able to do that
You
either.
never getting another college job. You never getting another head coaching job in college. Period. Okay?
No.
Because let's be real with this here. And I'm just gonna keep it real. You a brother. Brothers can't do what they do. You gotta be a part of the good old boy system to get away with stuff like that, bruh. That gonna stain you for the rest of your life. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you already had one, bruh. You gonna go mess with another? They don't like that. They already didn't like because you was with the one. You think they gonna let you have two and be okay with that? Nah, bruh. It don't work like that. It don't. You about to be broke, out of a job, can't get no other job, and she finna take all your money because of the fact I'm going to divorce court. So I'm gonna say it like I've told few people this week that I've discussed this week. Was it worth it, though? Was it worth it?
It's never worth it in hindsight, man. I'm gonna take it from a different angle. You're playing with lives, man. You know, and I don't know. Could have been an arrangement, whoever, don't know. But at the end of the day, power is an addicted a drug, just like anything else, and you let it go to your head. You can't do that. No matter how high you get, you still have to stay grounded. You know, don't change from what got you to where you are or where you were, and that's the thing. With more power comes more responsibility. People are going to be
Ooh,
coming
say
at
it
you from all
again.
different
Say it again.
angles. With more power comes more responsibility. People will be coming at you from all angles, doing all kinds of things because you are the head coach of said organization, or you are a star player here or there. But you have to stay grounded and understand where people's intentions lie. You got to keep that circle small. What's the song? Keep them squares up out the circle.
Ah,
Everybody ain't your friend.
ah.
Everybody is not your friend. So you have got to be able to weed out the mess. And I always like to say the grass always might look green on the other side, and it probably is, but you never know how much Scotch turf master or fertilizer you got to put on that bad boy to keep it green. So if your yard got a little brown in it, you know how to take care of your yard. You never know what's coming over with somebody else. So just let that be a lesson. I digress. I've said what I'm gonna say, but yeah, I mean, you got to be happy with what you got. There's always gonna be somebody with more. I think J. Cole said it best. There's always gonna be somebody more with more than you got, but ain't no such thing. It's a life that's better than yours. I mean, it is what it is.
Oh, you just said a mouthful right there. Again, I am not being the moral police to anyone. All I am saying is this here. You can't do what they do. Okay? I know black coaches done the same thing. Okay? But here go the
Mhm.
thing. Here go the thing. You got to understand, you already behind the eight ball from the start. Okay? You achieved a point in your career that few people have had the opportunity to have. So there is a greater responsibility on you to perform to the highest of expectations. Okay? But see, I'm going to be real with you. You thought you was untouchable. And the reason why you thought you was untouchable, oh yeah, he thought he was untouchable. Because see, the more you dig into this, the more you realize this man done got away with a whole lot of stuff since he been at Michigan. It ain't just because of this situation. You got to remember, this man done been suspended twice since he's been at Michigan for on the field athletic stuff between the Connor Stallions mess, stuff he did with Harbaugh. You got to understand something, bro. They hit you with a slap on the wrist for that stuff with Connor Stallions, okay? All y'all got a slap on the wrist when it's all said and done. But they gave you the opportunity to be the head coach, okay? So you
Mhm.
should have known, okay, I got a tight line I got to walk. Because if I step outside
Mhm.
this line, they're going to get me. That was number one.
Mhm.
But you decided, nah, I'm bigger than this. I can do what I want because y'all can't
Mhm.
touch me. I'm the head coach. Well, guess what, bro? They tap you on your shoulder.
Mhm.
Hey, come here. Let me holler at you. Okay.
Mhm.
They had already now somehow, some kind of way, they had talked and got you off of this situation. But no, that wasn't good
Mhm.
enough for you. Let me go holler at her and see why she had to tell them. Fool, they had let you alone. All you had to do was just go coach football. But no, you had to go and want to see why you do this to me. Okay? You should have thought about that while you was up in them. Because the thing is, one wrong ain't gonna make it right. Regardless. It ain't. And again, like I say, now you ass out. Let's just be real about it. You ass out. Okay? You don't have no place to go. Your home is jacked up. If she take you back, Don't eat nothing she cook because she gonna kill you if she take you back. Then on top of that, you can't go to your side chick because you done screwed that up too. Because you didn't mess up her life too. Even though she knew what she was doing in the first place. But at the same time, because of you, okay, she in a turmoil, avalanche of oppression too. Okay. So where are you going, bro? Where you going?
I didn't go to
Nobody's gonna
church.
touch you. You for the next 2 years, you are untouchable for any role. Even if you will go back to being an assistant, you're untouchable because you know the first thing they gonna come up when you in that whole such and such, such and such. Yeah, I was in that.
And
Ain't
more
nobody going for
and
that,
more
bro.
and more negative will follow you than positive anytime.
All the
One
time.
negative thing will follow you for the rest of your life.
And like I say, now the only way she don't divorce you is if she really, really love you. All right, now that we didn't get that out of the way, she finna take whatever you got left, bro. All right, her and the three chilling, they gone, bro. They gone. Then what you gonna do? And what it all come back to it? Personal accountability. And let's just go back to this here. All of this was set in motion because of stuff you did. Don't blame it on nobody else. Because the person that has to deal with all of this is the person that got to look in the mirror. And it starts with you. Don't blame nobody else. Okay? So again, my original statement was I hope it was worth it. Because you have no leg to stand on right now. Because again, Bobby Petrino did it. Bobby Petrino got another job. Rick Pitino did it. Rick Pitino got another job. Hugh Freeze did it. Hugh Freeze got another job. What do all these people have in common? I'll wait.
But didn't they resign before I guess they stepped down. They never got fired. I
What
don't
difference do it?
think.
What you
If
know?
I
What you know
if
the
I'm not
reason
mistaken.
why? You
Yeah.
know the reason why?
So the stain wasn't there. The
Why not,
stain or the stink wasn't there. So I mean it was there, but if because of the way it happened,
bruh?
that's the difference.
I'm gonna say it like this here.
It's all about perception.
We got a president right now, been married 3 times. Okay,
It's all about perception.
been married 3 times. Countless encounters with women that we know of, not that we think about, that we know of. Okay. Then on top of that, you are attached to a person that has been convicted of sexual assault and sexual transportation of minors. They still act like you all right. Let Barack Hussein Obama have done and one. I ain't gonna say any. I'm gonna say it like we said in the Carolina. And one of them things. And you tell me how that would have played out. First of all, remember something. Barack Hussein Obama is married to Michelle Robinson Obama. Okay? Ain't gonna fly. The reason why mama was in the White House ain't had nothing to do with, oh, he taking care of his wife's mother. She was there to keep everybody off Barack Hussein Obama. Because wasn't nothing getting past mama. Mama was better than the Secret Service. I say it again. Nothing was getting past mama. All right, so the playoff starts next Friday, I believe.
The 19th.
And our first game's
I
on
think.
Friday. Yeah, it starts on Friday. So just looking at, first of all, did you agree with who got in?
Well, yes and no. Let's see what we got here. Mm, it is what it is.
The,
I
the only
mean,
thing most people
you
would not.
some of us, Someone's always gonna be hurt. I mean, somebody's gonna be able to make the case. Somebody's always gonna be hurt. It is
Right,
what it is.
right.
They'll get it right sooner or later.
Well, you never gonna get it right because even if you expand it to 16 or to 24 teams, somebody the 25th or the 17th team is always gonna be mad. But my only
Right.
problem with it was I have no problem putting James Madison and Tulane in just because again
Right.
they were the higher ranked
Mm-hmm.
conference champion. Okay, had
Right.
Virginia
Uh-huh.
not lost to Duke, you idiots. Had Virginia not
Mm-hmm.
lost to Duke, Virginia would have had one of them spots. Okay. Then the problem
I
would have
still
been
don't see how that happened.
what do you do with one of those? Now, the
Mm-hmm.
Alabama, but honestly, in the SEC, I felt like Oklahoma is the oddball because to me,
Yes.
I felt like Vanderbilt probably deserved it more than Oklahoma and Alabama. That's just my
Mm-hmm.
thought. Now, in Texas, shut up, Sark. You still crying about the Ohio State game. That is not the game that kept you out of the playoff. Florida is what kept you out of the playoffs. I don't care how
Mm-hmm.
you explain it more than anything. The Ohio State is a good loss. You lost to Florida. That's
Mm-hmm.
what kept you out the playoffs, bro. That one,
Yeah.
there is no excuse for you losing. This is not Tim Tebow, Florida. All right, this is not Urban Meyer, Florida. This was Billy Napier. Even though I love Billy, he's a good coach. He just was in a bad situation. You lost to
Mm-hmm.
Florida. That's
Mm-hmm.
what kept you out in playoff. So I don't want to hear this
Yep.
crying and moaning about. Plus, and then on top of that, you had 3 losses, bro. Come on, man. You had 3 losses. Your 3 losses, one of them cannot be Florida. I'm sorry. Okay.
Exactly.
Now, if you had a gripe about Alabama, I understand they lost to Florida State. But you look at the other 2 losses that they had on the year. You lost to Georgia, which was a revenge game because they had beat Georgia. They pretty much had the best win of the year because they went to Athens and won that football game. And then they lost to
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma. Now, for Oklahoma,
Oklahoma.
You lost to Texas. You know,
Yeah.
again, I feel like Vanderbilt should have had the spot. That's just the way I look at it. You know, other than that, I had
Yeah.
no problem with it. It's good to see some of these other teams get in just from the standpoint. I guess we'll make our picks next week after the first round, so we can go there
Mm-hmm. Okay.
to kind of say who we think is gonna be going to the championship game, but that's just the way I see it. Now tomorrow is the kickoff of bowl week. Celebration Bowl starts. South Carolina State Bulldogs versus Prairie View A&M. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Bulldog fans are a little disappointed because they wanted to see Jackson State again. You know, that's a little thing between the MEAC and the SWAC right now. But Prairie View is
Mm-hmm.
very deserving for them to be where they are. I think it'll be a good game. Looking forward to
Mm-hmm.
watching it. I'm hoping State pull it out. This would be Chennis Berry's third Black National Championship. He won 2 at Benedict. This will be his first at South Carolina State. Looking forward to it. Um, you know, right now, I hate to say it like this, but they're the best program in the state of South Carolina.
Yeah, I agree.
Says a whole lot where we at right now. If they the best program in the state, but however, historically, they have put more Hall of Famers in the NFL than the 2 big schools in the state of South Carolina. So that says all you need to know right there. All right, headed to the NFL. Cool.
Not for long. Yes, sir. Let's talk about
Where we want to start? Do we want to start with why Raheem decided he want to play last night and beat the Buccaneers?
it. It's scripted, man. They're trying to pave the way for Carolina, man. Carolina's gonna win the conference.
But here's the thing though. Is Tampa? Of course, Baker went Baker last night.
Mm-hmm.
We call it here every. There's good Baker and then there's Baker. Okay, there ain't even bad Baker. We just call him Baker. Okay, and he
He's
went Baker
simmering.
last
Yeah, he
night.
not. Yeah,
Yeah,
somebody opened the oven, and
yeah.
Baker went flat.
Baker went flat last night. Did he not see? Cause I mean, bruh. But then, like I told Steve, why before we got on the show, thing about Baker Mayfield
Hmm.
is this: Baker Mayfield, if whoever's hot during the game,
Hmm.
that's who he's going to in a tight situation. Mike Evans was hot last
Hmm.
night. Okay, so you knew, okay, he
Hmm.
going to Mike Evans. He wasn't going to
Yeah, he was
nobody else.
going. Hmm.
And any good defense coordinator will realize if you followed Baker Mayfield from Oklahoma all the way through to the Bucs, you knew that's where he was
Hmm.
going with the football. And he did, and as he typically does when it's a precious situation, he throws a critical interception at the wrong time.
Hmm. At the
But
wrong
even
time.
without that, Todd Bowles, you shouldn't. You was up by 2 touchdowns, bro. You can't lose this football
Hmm.
game. Not at home.
No,
So in
no,
back-to-back weeks,
not at
you
all.
lost to the Saints,
Hmm.
quarterback, and you lost
Hmm.
to the Falcons with Kirk Cousins playing outstanding football and Kyle Pitts looking like a superstar.
Hmm. But Kurt had success against Tampa Bay.
I mean, bro, you brought out the creamsicles and all. I mean, bro, come on, man, y'all can't do this.
Hmm. Yeah. And on the flip side of that, when you look at what the Panthers have now, I'll be the first person to say I said the Panthers would beat the Rams. I was just joking. I thought there's no way the Panthers would beat the Rams. But lo and behold, here we are.
Kelsey,
Panthers beat the Rams. The next 4 games, they can go 3 and 1 in the next 4 games. Honestly. They
they
have the
only need to
Saints,
win
the
two.
Buccaneers twice. That's it. They got Saints, Buccaneers twice, and the Seahawks.
They only need to win two. You win two, you in the playoffs. That's all you got to do. Because you got the
Hmm.
head to head already. Well, you will have the head to head. All you gotta do is beat the Bucks one time. You get the head to head on the Bucks. So that's the thing. You only need to win two out of the next four to get you in the playoffs.
Yep.
But here's the thing about the Panthers and what has been so crazy. You don't know what team gonna show up.
Exactly. Because the Panthers team that showed up against the Rams, where'd that come from?
Both. If you watched them the Monday night before against the 49ers, you would have thought they had never seen what a football looked like.
Well, on offense, on defense,
On
I still
defense,
say
they
that
played
few
well.
turnovers, they look great on defense.
And here go the thing about the defense. And I'll say this right now. They still probably
Hmm.
about two players away on defense, bro. They playing decent defense, and they really don't have a decent defense.
Yeah,
They scheme is outstanding right now. That's the thing I see with them more so than anything else. But any other thing, I'm really questioning what they doing.
All right. Back.
All right, little technical difficulties, but we back.
All right. Where we leave off at?
All right, we left off at the Panthers, where we don't know what. Uh, Missing your picture, Kelsey. Um, where the Panthers are, where we think they're gonna end up, compared to what
Uh-huh.
they do.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Just ain't got your picture, but we good.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Okay. All right, no problem. But
All right.
this is where we are. You just don't know what Panther team is going to show up when they show up. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. But when they're running on all cylinders, it's hard to beat. That's for sure. Even with mistakes, little minor mistakes. But that's I guess kudos to Canales. I mean, he's running a good program over there. So he's taking. I don't want to say lesser talent because they're all professional football players. But he's got that team believing. He's got the fans believing. They look pretty good. I mean, well, like you say, you don't know which team you're going to get, but when they're running on all cylinders, they're a pretty good team.
Do you think they're ahead of schedule?
I think so. I think so. They're a couple of players away,
Yeah.
and if they can still build them, because you got to think. I mean, they put this effort together last year. The difference is they're closing games out now versus last year when it came down to it, they lost games because they're what they could have won 10 games last year. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. They
easily.
lost some.
He
They lost some
chose
close
one
games.
little mistake. Yeah, that one little mistake. Yeah, so that's why I was kind of high on them this year. If they could alleviate those mistakes and attention to detail, they could be a pretty good team, and they're showing that now. So I think they are still a little ahead of schedule, but that's a good thing, though. I mean, they're building, so
Well,
it's probably going to be a little buzz in Carolina here in the next year or so.
well, this is where I get mad with Raheem at, just from the standpoint you got way more talent than what the Panthers got,
That is
and
true.
you do stuff that is mind-boggling to say the least. Um, you think Raheem keeps his job though?
I think he's got
Put it
one more
like this:
year.
did last night help keep Raheem job?
I think he was already safe for next year anyway. But next year, that's it. I think regardless of the outcome of this season, I think he's going to be there one more season. Now he's got
Okay.
to turn it around next season. So I don't think it swayed the decision either way. Um, but if he can make a strong finish to the year, I think that gives him a little bit of hope. The team and the city a little bit of hope going into next year because there's some games this year, quite a few games he had no business losing. Just from the standpoint of, like you just said, that roster has too much talent. Even though they lost some stuff. I mean, you look at Grady, what he's doing in Chicago right now. You know, you lost some pieces on defense, but I mean, offensively, you should be good. You got probably one of the best running back tandems in the NFL. You got your wide receiver slash tight end, and you had
You got to do
Dre
something. Do you pay him though? Because I think he up for a contract.
has
I
he
wouldn't
earned
pay
it?
him.
That's the question. Has he earned it? Is it him or is he had
It's
nobody
kind
to throw it to?
it's Kyle Pitts, man. You can't be that big. I've seen him drop easy passes, and I've seen him. And I come from the standpoint: if it touch your hand, you're supposed to catch it. I'm sorry.
Catch it. Yeah.
You know, other people can use a different criteria, but for me, growing up and listening, if it touch your hand in any way, you should catch it.
Safe form of fashion. Yes, you should be able to bring it in. That is true. I agree with you 100% on that. You know,
And Kyle will drop a baby, so that tell you all you need to know right there.
yeah. I'm hoping though. I'm hoping. He could turn it around to give himself opportunity for a payday. But yeah, from a business standpoint, let him see what's out there in the open market.
I
And
don't,
sometimes you need to change the scenery. I don't know.
and that could be, but the thing is, you play half your games inside, bro.
Hmm.
I mean, there ain't too many. I know it. I know it's Atlanta, and I will say a lot of things, But at the same time, you can't get a better situation than the Falcons from a standpoint of where you play, who you play. Um,
Hmm.
I would rather play down south any day versus being in the AFC, NFC East, the NFC North, AFC North. I mean,
You're
if
gonna
I
get a
ain't got to
cold.
play too many games outside, bro, that would ideally suit me.
And Jameis is not on the Atlanta Falcons, so he doesn't. He doesn't
Should
want
be.
not.
He should be. Can you
He'd be
imagine
good for
Jameis?
Atlanta.
Can you imagine Jameis in Atlanta?
He'd be good for Atlanta. I
But
will say that he would be good for.
that if Jameis
It's
was
gonna be
in
some
Atlanta,
shenanigans though.
that would
It's gonna be some
be
shenanigans.
that's must see TV, man. That is must see TV. Because
I know
Jameis, like we've said, Jameis is a national treasure, man. He is
to be protected at all costs.
all
Exactly.
costs, all costs.
Yeah.
Jameis is like Betty White, man. You cannot let nothing happen to Jameis.
No. At all.
All
At
right,
all. So yeah.
so let's talk about your Cowboys, man.
Do we
Uh,
have to?
nah, because now I will say this for you. You wasn't like some of your other Cowboy fanatics, um,
Hmm.
who was feeling themselves after they beat the Chiefs, um, on Thanksgiving. You were realistic where you saw where they were, but you did
Hmm. Yeah.
say that y'all was gonna beat Detroit, and I told you, and I believe I told our co-host Dave that
Hmm.
just wait around. That train is
Hmm.
never late. And I knew George Pickens was going to show up at some point.
Yeah. I will say it wasn't his best game. Now, I'll go on record and say this. I gave him that one. I'm interested in seeing what happens this week. This Sunday night, he's going to be on prime time again. I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen this week. Is the train all the way off the tracks, or can he ride it? And that's going to be the difference. History says it's off, but here
Not
again, a
quite.
change of scenery makes a difference.
Not
So
quite. Not quite.
yeah.
But if you don't give him the ball early Sunday night, it's going to be a problem.
And I think Dak will. I think Dak understands and he will give it to him early. And all before, I think, they've been okay with sharing the ball, sharing the catch. And sometimes it's going to be your game, sometimes it's not. You know, as a wide receiver, because I've never played, I was in the stand. So you can speak to it more than I can. As a wide receiver, you probably feel like you could make every play, every catch. So I don't care if four people over me, I'm open. That's the mentality you're supposed to have. I
Yeah.
don't care if they got the box stack against me if I'm running back. I can make the cuts I need to make to get us what we need to get. But I think Dak will do a good job of distributing the ball and doing what needs to be done. I was more concerned with the level of production that we got in the beginning because Jameer Gibbs was ran down our throat. And it's not like we didn't make contact with him. We forgot how to tackle.
No.
I mean, it just wasn't one person, it was the whole team. He
No.
made contact with everybody. They couldn't stop him.
What it
And I'm gonna be
was.
honest with you. That's safety. That wasn't a safety. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm still scratching my head. I'm a
Well,
diehard Cowboy fan. You see my hat. I love my boys, but I don't understand that. I understand what the rules say, but in
well,
my, you know,
here's the thing about the Cowboys. And me and you have been doing this. We've been doing this show for 2 years, but we've been bringing it up on SGP as well. Cowboys' biggest issue defensively have always been can't stop the run. And
exactly.
the thing was, y'all don't have a linebacker address, okay? So
That part.
Uh,
or safety too. Let's go ahead and put that
well,
out there too.
your safety is what it's called. What safety is what it is. This is your last line of defense. Okay. A lot of times, and especially with Jameer Gibbs, let's just be real about this here. If you don't hit him early, he
Hmm.
gone. That's the
Yes.
thing. He one of them. He one of them special running backs that
Mhm.
you got to get him on the ground as quickly as possible because
Yes.
if you let him get 5 steps, you gonna be
Done.
looking at the back of his jersey now.
But here's the thing, though. They got him before they got the 5 steps. Help me
He
understand.
he lies the other problem. Like I've been telling you, y'all ain't got a linebacker, Andrew.
Our defensive front touched him. Help me
Bruh,
understand.
you know why? You know why
He spent
everybody was high these 2 games
he's,
before this
he's,
game? Because y'all
he
played
spent
y'all
sacking my
y'all
whole off.
I know, but
He
I'm just
spent
saying,
sacking
y'all
my whole
played two
defense.
teams that cannot run the football prior to playing
Hmm.
Detroit. You played the
Hmm.
Chiefs. The Chiefs cannot run the football, man. That's part of the reason why the Chiefs are where they at right now.
But
Okay.
here's the other part, though. Their secondary and our secondary, you can swap them out, you're gonna get the same result. Why did their secondary step up and ours did?
Well, Eberflus is a terrible defensive coordinator. I mean, everybody was singing his praises, but again, the 2 games prior to that, Philadelphia
Hmm.
and the Chiefs, even though they were last year's Super Bowl representatives, if you look at what's going on this year, have two of the worst offenses in the NFL.
Hmm. Yeah, the games they were won last year, they're not winning this year.
Right. But again, here's the thing. And everybody fell into the cowboy trap, okay? And that's what I call it. It's the trap. Um everybody was because we didn't beat the Eagles and we didn't beat the Chiefs. Again, this is not the Eagles and the Chiefs from last year. Case in point, the Eagles showed you on Monday night. This is not the same offense, man. This is a terrible offense. Okay, the Chiefs.
Kellen Moore is gone.
Kellen Moore is gone, and that's the thing. Even when y'all was doing what y'all were doing before, Kellen Moore was y'all offensive coordinator. Yeah, your defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. It
Hmm.
is what it is, man. Uh, even with even with even with the Chiefs right now, it's the same issue.
Hmm.
Yeah, some of the same names are there and whatever. I mean, man, Travis Kelce can't play football no more, man. We saw that last year in the Super Bowl, but we really
Why,
see it now.
why would he want to though? I mean, let's think about this thing.
At some point, man, Travis Kelce, bona fide Hall of Fame. I ain't gonna take nothing from him. Bona fide Hall of Fame.
Exactly. Hmm.
But here's the thing: when you playing football, your focus has to be on football.
Hmm.
You can't be all over the place.
Hmm.
Case in point, I give you a prime example. Notice your boy Michael ain't got no podcast in Green Bay, right?
Hmm.
What
Look what he
Green Bay
doing.
doing right now?
Look what he doing. He
Look
playing the
what he
run and
doing.
the pass.
When your focus is on what it need to be on and it nothing but football, is a different thing. You can do what you want in the off season, but
Hmm.
between September and February, that's where your focus
Hmm.
need to be. Okay,
Exactly. And he's
and
impacting on everything. I mean,
right.
even though he's not getting all the sacks, he's still getting his sack. But they got to account for him everywhere he goes. So everybody's eating now.
Well,
Everybody.
see, the thing is now what we saw on Thanksgiving, man, they terrorizing. Now I will say Sunday, the Bears
Hmm.
Packers game was the best game I've
Yes,
seen
it was.
in a long time.
And let's be real. If your boy didn't make that bad read at the end, we should have just run. That game was
Uh,
going to overtime.
but you know what though?
You can
It
live with that?
it was no because he shouldn't have threw the football. He had a better read if he would have threw to the out, the deep out. He had a better read.
Or
But
or just run it.
well, they I don't think they had timeouts left. I think that was the part. Well, it's two things I didn't like about it. They didn't have
They got to
timeouts
the line.
left, and then I hated the fact that they ran the clock down, trying to keep.
Mhm.
They felt like they could score and just basically have minimal time, so all they got to do is kick off, go to overtime. I didn't
Mhm.
like that. My thing was your defense had played great in the second half. Okay,
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Both
go
defenses.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Run your offense the way that you need to. Don't run the
Mhm.
clock. It was a minute and a half. Okay, if you would have scored with 30 seconds left, that ain't Pat Mahomes over there. That's Jordan Love. Okay,
Yeah.
he had
And
to
he'd
show
done
me.
nothing prior to. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you had to show me you can run down. You can get 30 yards and get in field goal range. Plus, it's cold.
Mhm.
Excuse me, you playing in Green Bay? It's cold, man. You ain't kicking no ball 60 yards in no
No,
cold, man.
no, not at all.
So so
Not at all.
so I didn't like the way they played it at the end. I thought that was a little too analytical. That's the best way I could put it. You run the
Overthinking
clock
it
down,
instead of playing ball. Yeah.
just play ball, man. Because when you play to do anything other than win the game, that's the
You
kind of stuff
lose.
that happens.
You will lose. You
You
will lose.
know, like I say, but even without the interception, he didn't. I didn't like the play call. Period. Um, I felt like you still had. If you wouldn't have ran the clock down, you still could have ran. You could have ran something to get you the first down, get up, spike it, or get up, get out of bounds, something, so you can get a
Yep.
better
That
play
part. Yeah.
to
Hmm.
score in the end zone. That's just me. But they decided to go that route. But from a game standpoint, Packers Bears was again one of the better games I've seen in a long
Yeah.
time because they let them hit, which was so
Hmm.
refreshing, and both offenses were up to the challenge. Um,
Exactly.
you don't see that a lot in the NFL anymore. You see, then you turn around and then the Sunday night game you saw both. If the Texans had the offense they had last year, Texans be nasty because that defense, them some headhunters, boy.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yeah.
Them some
CJ gonna get it
head.
together. And CJ just keep a halfway decent game going. They'll be okay.
Right. If CJ could play, if CJ could play, I ain't want to call it mistake free, but if he could play a cleaner game, they
Hmm.
could win a lot of these games by at least 10 points, man. It,
Yeah.
it just they
Exactly.
do some things sometimes offensively, and you look at them like, why are y'all even doing that? They have no running game whatsoever, and all their good receivers are hurt. So that just puts them in. It basically on the defense, man.
Yeah. Hmm. That's it. But hey, if they got a good one. That's just all I'll say. They got a really good one.
Them boy. I mean, I look now. I would rather see a defensive game than an offensive game any day, just because from the standpoint, I like to see fellas go head hunt, and I'm
Yeah.
talking head hunting in the way of I'm gonna get y'all gonna throw this ball short, and I'm gonna have about 7 fellas light on you. That's the kind of defense I like to see.
Or or one Vontez perfect. Or
No,
you
I
gonna have
don't.
that defense.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
That is stupid. I like the way the Texans play. I give it to you like this. I like the way the
Hmm.
Texans play. I like the way the Rams play. I like the way the Panthers can show up sometime. Um,
Hmm.
who else play dominant defense like that? Oh, who y'all play Sunday night? Minnesota. Minnesota. If they had a quarterback, but Minnesota would hurt people. But Minnesota ain't got a quarterback, so.
At all. So yeah.
So let me ask you this: y'all play Minnesota Sunday night. Do you think y'all can win this game, or is this a classic Dak screw it up game?
We're playing in
I'm playing in
Dallas.
Dallas.
We'll win that game. If we were playing in Minnesota, I say we lose that game. But we're playing in Dallas. We'll win that game.
Okay. Okay.
It's not going to be a walk in the park, but I think we win that game.
Okay. All right.
Now, here's the thing.
Uh huh.
McCarthy is back. Now, they're going to score at least 30.
You think
Let's
so?
just be honest. Let's just be honest with that. I'm gonna read something to you. This is from we're going from September 4th here. Eagles. Points we've allowed, 24 points. The Giants, 37 points. The Bears, 31 points.
Mm.
Packers, 40 points. The Jets, 22 points.
Mm.
Panthers, 30 points. Washington Commanders, 22 points with the backup quarterback. On the Broncos, 44 points. The Cardinals, 27 points with a backup quarterback. The Raiders, 16. Okay,
It's the
but it's the
Raiders.
Raiders. The Eagles, 21 points, but 21 points in a quarter and a half. Now, the defense straightened out, did what they had to do, but a quarter and a half, 21 points. Chiefs, 28 points. Lions, 44 points. I've seen one, two, three, uh, yeah, three 40-point games, one, two, a couple of 30-point games in here, and the rest of them 20. You can't win like that. If the offense is off, we're done. We're toast. If we aren't running on all cylinders, we're done. And they showed a stat on TV Thursday night saying through the first 9 games, the Dallas Cowboys defense was ranked 31st. The last 3 games, they were 15th and 16th against the run and pass. Well, somebody forgot to tell them, oh, every time they show a stat, you know something getting ready to happen because they went right back to number 32 during that game. That's all to it. They forgot how to play football. Now, I will say, that was a badly officiated game, but I'm not saying it was against the Cowboys because it was bad calls on both sides. On both sides. I'm not giving an excuse because yeah, that pass interference offensive was a little ticky tacky, but you get points.
But
So what difference does it make? Yeah.
the like we said, Thanksgiving, everybody, if you after Thanksgiving, if you're gonna be somebody, this is where you gotta show it. And this was
Mm-hmm.
the thing. And that's where we are from that standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get in this schedule, go to Steelers.
Mm-hmm. You buying or selling?
Selling. Yeah, bo, they sorry, bo. I love them. That is my team, but Lord, bo, they if anybody's sitting here feeling like and here's the conundrum. Mike coaches his behind off, man. Because they
Mm-hmm.
ain't got no business winning these games, bo. They
Mm-hmm.
terrible. My
Mm-hmm.
defense is one of the worst defenses. You talk about your defense, my defense is right there with you. And somehow he finds a way to pull out a game. We shouldn't have won that
Mm-hmm.
game. And this is more indictment on the Ravens than more so than us.
Mm-hmm.
How y'all losing to the Steelers, bro? How?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you shouldn't. Because one thing, you got something I ain't got. You got a
Mm-hmm.
quarterback. But y'all can't win a football game. Say Harbaugh, nobody, only reason nobody's getting on Harbaugh is because it's Harbaugh. But Harbaugh is in the same situation Mike in. They not paying
Mm-hmm.
him no attention no more. That is not the Baltimore Ravens.
They don't fear it anymore. They do not fear
No.
it anymore.
That is not when the Ravens made the decision that it was gonna be all about Lamar, that destroyed the mystique of the Ravens at that point. Okay. You don't fear that defense. For what?
No.
They
No.
pitiful. They just like us. That right now, the Cleveland Browns have the best defense in the AFC North. That's all you got to say. Browns
But
then
they
won
have no
3 games,
offense,
bro. 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati's defense, terrible. Pittsburgh's defense, terrible. The Ravens defense, terrible. It don't matter which one of them make the playoffs because it's 1 game and it's done, bro. We
One and done.
we gonna be NFC. We gonna win the NFC North because beating the Ravens Sunday put us in position. Okay, we gonna win no. We ain't going nowhere. Ain't going
Well,
nowhere.
I mean, but that's our conference too. Whoever comes out of that, they ain't going nowhere. I mean, it is what it
No,
is.
no. You get
So
you
let
a
me,
free hat for winning the division. That's it. I mean, bro, I'm so aggravated because here go the thing. Here's another year. We're gonna end up winning the division. We're gonna pick somewhere like 21st or 22nd. Ain't gonna get nobody that's worth nothing.
Mhm.
Team continues to get older and older. The thing that got me was okay, they released Darius Slay last week. What you signing him for?
Mhm.
I don't hear this
He's
stuff
gonna be.
about man, he got there and he lost the love for the game. No, he didn't. Slay wasn't nothing
He
before
didn't
he
want.
got there.
and he didn't want to be there. That's the other part.
Right. He went, but Slay was nothing before he got there. If you've watched football, I don't care that he just won a Super Bowl last year. Anybody would tell you he was the weakest link of the Philadelphia Eagles defense last year. Because you can throw at Slay all day long. Him
Yeah, it
and
was
Jalen Ramsey can be thrown at all the time. Jalen Ramsey got a
yeah.
reputation as a ball hawk. Jalen Ramsey can't cover nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You gave up
Yeah.
Minka Fitzpatrick for Jalen Ramsey. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
And don't think, now we play the
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins Monday night. Don't think that ain't gonna come back and haunt them either. That's just like
Oh yeah.
we got John O. Smith from the Dolphins to be our starting tight end. John O. Smith ain't
Mm-hmm.
doing nothing since he didn't been there, bro. That was a dumb move. You already got two decent tight ends, Washington and
Mm-hmm.
Frymouth. Why you had to go get another? See, this
Hey,
is the
man.
this is the dumb stuff we've been doing, man, for the last 3-4 years. They do dumb stuff. You putting a band-aid where you need stitches and staples.
Mm-hmm.
That's not
That's
working.
the thing.
And then again, we're not gonna get a good pick. We're gonna get a pick in the 20s. That's not gonna do us no good. And then on top of that, the people that we are picking ain't turning out to be nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Yeah.
not developing players. We not getting good picks. It used to be a time, no matter who way the Steelers pick, whether they pick early or late, or had multiple picks
Mm-hmm.
in a certain round, they hit on just about all of their picks. We don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, though. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So I guess we both gonna be in that same that boat.
Uh,
If well, at least you'll get to the playoffs. We won't.
Look
So
at
that's this question.
I'll be right there on the couch with you after it's over with. Don't worry about it.
So let me ask this question: do we still feel confident about our picks from the beginning of the year? Because I'm looking at this one team in the NFC that nobody's really talking about, but they're quietly making some noise
I
too.
think I
I'm
think
gonna
I
say
said I think I said the Rams and did I say the Chiefs?
I think
I
we,
think
we went with the Chiefs.
I think it was the Chiefs and the Rams. I think it was the Chiefs and the Rams.
So let me ask you a question: you still think the Rams gonna win,
Man,
or
Chiefs
what about
dead,
them
bro.
Hawks?
Chiefs
Them
dead.
Hawks though.
Rams. I'm sticking by the Rams just from the standpoint I see some good things there. If the Rams get home field, you ain't going to SoFi and win that game. I'm sorry. This ain't you ain't playing the Chargers. It is a Rams home game for the Rams. Okay. Um.
The Hawks defense, so that
Uh,
reminiscent of Legion of the Boom,
the
or
Hawks defense is great. Is Sam Darnold is what my hesitation
you,
is.
you
Uh,
don't believe in Sam?
he got to show it, man, because he what they play the Rams next week or is
I
it
think
this
so.
week?
I think it's next
I'm
week.
looking now. Yeah, it's next week they play the Rams. Because the Rams play Detroit this week. Yeah, Sam Darnold. Until Sam Darnold prove it, I'm still going. Now the Seahawks defense is good enough,
Hmm.
but right now I believe the Rams are still. Now the game I do want to see, honestly, just for selfish reasons, Rams versus the Packers, because I just think it's just gonna be good, man.
Yeah,
That's just the
yeah.
way it is. Now, it's what gonna make it better is that game is gonna end up being played in SoFi. So if that's the case, it really is gonna be good. Now that game was played in Green Bay. Ooh, that'd be a different story. Cause as much as we love McVay, I don't know if that was stuff working when the cold outside, bro.
Well, it almost did in Philly.
That was, but now you kind of look at Philly. You look at Philly kind of side eye right now, man.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
That's
that's the only thing. If the Bears or the Packers end up getting the 1 seed out of all of this, it's gonna be tough for them inside teams and them teams from down south to go up there and win a football game.
exactly. Yeah, that is true.
You know,
That is true.
yeah, yeah. You don't want to go to Chicago and you don't want to go to Green Bay.
No.
That should be the theme for the rest of the NFC right now. Nah, we ain't trying to go there for the playoffs.
They'll yeah, they'll play that, but the Bears don't even want to play in Chicago. The
No, bro.
Packers don't even want to play there.
Packer don't want to play there. Packers look at
No.
it like, nah, bro, I'd rather play in Green Bay than play in Chicago. They already know that.
Exactly.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants to go to Chicago. Okay, let's just make that clear. Nobody wants to go to
No,
Chicago.
not at
They'll
all.
take their chances in Green Bay. Chicago,
Yeah,
I ain't going there.
exactly. So,
All right, so looking at the schedule on Sunday, Shador travels to play the Bears. Um, a lot of people calling this a trap game for the Bears just because you're coming off the Packers game. I don't think so. I think
now they just putting up, they'll take care of business.
they'll
They'll do
take
what they
care of
need to do.
Cleveland. Now the thing about Cleveland is this here. I will say this here. That was if any other coach
Hmm. Let's talk
did
about
what Cleveland did Sunday,
it. Hmm.
they would be fired, man.
Hmm.
Because that was coaching malpractice. You don't do that, man. If I'm Miles Garrett, I'm doing everything I can to get out of Cleveland. I don't care if y'all did pay me. I'm doing everything I can to
Hmm.
get out of Cleveland. After Sunday, if Sunday didn't demonstrate I ain't trying to win,
It's personal.
it
I don't know what they're
Kelsey,
doing, but it's personal.
I done seen all kind of stories, even if it is personal, man. This is you can't do that, man. You have an obligation to 53 men in that locker room. You can't do that.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
cannot do that, man. I don't care how much um it, it, I don't care how much is messed up. You cannot do that to the football team, man. That man
Hmm.
did enough to get you back down there to get you within a 2 point conversion of scoring, and you take him out,
Yeah. Pretty much.
and then you run that elementary school play. Come on, man.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
I know if
No.
that would be me and you doing that. I know we've been in unemployment line Monday morning. Come on, man.
No. Sunday night, just like that kicker from Houston back in the day. Me and my dad watching the game. Like, man, he missed every field goal in the playoff. Dad said, "Yeah, he gonna get fired."
Yeah,
That's the first time I seen a grown man on TV crying.
I ain't lying, bro,
Got
because you
fired.
already
He got
knew.
he got fired.
You already Kelsey, it's football, bro. When you got an
It's
opportunity to
football.
do something, you cannot.
No,
Oh
and that's
man,
all. And that's all you got to do. Yeah,
that's your
no,
only job.
yeah, no.
No, man. That's why I say everybody need to be fired at Cleveland. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
Sunday we got the Bengals versus Baltimore. We didn't talk about Joe Burrow, but man, Joe Burrow sound he sound beat down, tore up, and
Yeah.
used and abused, man.
Hey, they got to put the money in the right place, man. Get them aligned, protect him.
Can't you paying everybody on offense, bro? You can't. You know
Exactly.
that. You can't do that,
Yeah. Yeah. No, you ain't got no money to go around at
right?
all.
You play in a salary cap league, dog. This ain't baseball.
Exactly. I mean, revenue's gonna go up next year, but right now,
But I will say this here: Baltimore gonna lose this game Sunday, okay?
mhm. Yeah, they
Just
lost last time.
because, man. Just because
Mhm.
it's almost like in a way is they trying to get Harbaugh fired?
Probably so.
It
But
it
if
looked
they
that way
do,
to me, man.
yeah. But if they do, then what they gonna do? What else are they gonna do?
Same
Where else they
thing
gonna
like
go?
don't know you don't know what to do. Who you gonna
Hmm.
get? Who you
Exactly.
there is nobody, everybody clamoring for a new coach and whatever. Here's the problem. Who you gonna get? There is nobody. Worth
Nobody out there.
There's nobody out there like you said, oh yeah, I can see him being a head coach. No, you can't.
No, and that's the evolution of the game. I mean, people just don't have the love for it like they used to. Now, you got diehard fans, but from a player standpoint, everybody's worrying about their brand instead of playing ball. And you play ball, the rest of it will work itself out. But
Well,
they don't see it like that.
I give you this case in point. There's one player, and I swear I wish somebody would give him a chance at being a coach, man. And that's one of your old players, Darren Woodson.
Mhm.
Darren Woodson,
Exactly.
I believe, would make a tremendous head coach, man.
Yeah,
I
I think so too.
I said a long time ago. That's if Jerry really wanted to get somebody, but see, Jerry ain't gonna do that because he know Darren Wilson stand up to him, nah, we ain't doing that. You know,
Exactly.
But I believe Darren Woodson would make someone a tremendous head coach.
Oh yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Uh you got the Chargers are playing the Chiefs. Will the Chargers put the nail in the coffin?
I don't think so,
You think they
and I'm
still
only
got
saying
life?
that they're gonna be on life support, but I think they beat the Chargers.
They coming in with the paddles, though.
Hmm. Yeah,
Mm,
they're
mm,
gonna beat.
mm. Okay, all
That's
right.
been a thorn in Justin Herbert's side for a long time.
It
I
has,
don't see it pulling it out.
it has,
I don't see it pulling it out.
but I'm gonna tell you what, boy, them Chiefs, them Chiefs look terrible, man.
Yeah, they do. They do. What about this Bills Patriot game? What do you think?
You know, I've listened to everybody talk this week. Everybody feel, they back on this Josh Allen, is the greatest thing in the world thing. And I'm like, y'all do realize you had a defensive play that was tremendous against Joe Burrow last week, and then Joe Burrow got the ball knocked out his hand. That's the only reason they won that football game, because the Buffalo defense could not stop Cincinnati.
No, they could not.
Could not stop Cincinnati.
Could
They
not.
got they got a freebie on the pick six because the boy just made a play. That's all that was.
Hmm.
And then the other one, the ball got knocked out of his hand, and that's the only reason you got slowed down on that. Other than that, the Bengals was dominating Buffalo. But of course, they got to make it seem like Josh Allen is. Oh, he's so wonderful. No, he's not.
Mm-mm.
But here go the conundrum I have with this. I have no faith in Drake May right now, man, because to me the Patriots are fool's gold.
But the defense is legit, but everything else,
I, I ain't even gonna say the defense is legit, because if you look at their schedule, and keep in mind, the Steelers have beat the Patriots, man.
yeah.
I saw that game. That's why I'm like, for me to put all my faith and be like, oh man, I think New England got it. No, I don't. That
So let's see.
But if Buffalo loses this game, Philadelphia pretty much puts a stranglehold on the conference, not just the division, on the conference. So
Mhm.
that means everybody gotta go to New England, and you know how things tend to happen
Yeah.
when you play playoff games in New England.
Hey, you're right. The Patriots haven't beat anybody. I'm looking at their schedule. They went. I mean, they. You look at it. I didn't even pay attention to this. The Raiders. They beat the Raiders 20-13. No, the
Right,
Raiders beat them. The Raiders beat them.
right,
My fault. My
right.
bad. My bad. They beat the Dolphins. At the beginning of the season, the Dolphins were trash.
Yes,
The Steelers beat them. They
right,
beat the Panthers. They beat the Panthers and woke the Panthers up.
right,
They beat the Bills by 3 points.
right.
They beat the Titans by, of course, that's the Titans. They beat the
Mhm.
Browns. They beat the Falcons by a
Right,
point. And we all know what the Falcons look like.
right.
They beat the Buccaneers by 5 points. We all know what the Buccaneers look like right now. They beat the Jets, man. They beat the Bengals, man. And they beat the Giants. Man. Yeah,
You see what I'm talking about now, right?
they haven't played anybody.
Ain't
Now we're
played
gonna see
a
what happens.
soul. Now, granted,
We're
so you know how the people gonna say, well, you play what's on the schedule. The schedule was trash.
They had their easy schedule. They're
They
supposed
got
to be winning.
if you go back at the beginning of the year, they have the easiest schedule in the whole NFL. Yes.
Yeah, they're
So
supposed to be winning.
that's why I'm not like, for all these people feeling good, they ain't played nobody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to look at that. Yeah, they really haven't.
Right. Because one thing about the NFL, where you finish at the end of the year dictates what your schedule is
For
for the
you,
following
for
year.
your for the following year. Correct. That is true.
And because they was a last place team last year, that's why your schedule is jacked up.
Hmm.
They
Yeah.
have
So that.
they have played. They won't play nobody until they play their first playoff game.
Mhm. And then we're gonna see what happens.
Right. And if they get the bye, you getting somebody good. So it's not like you just walking into this.
Even if they don't get the bye, they're still getting somebody good.
Yeah.
Think about it.
So
So yeah.
that 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 So Sunday's game against Buffalo tells me absolutely nothing.
True.
Because unless you one of them in the Buffalo realm of, man, I think Buffalo good, you know, those would be the people that be like, oh, that's a good win against Buffalo. I don't think Buffalo's good. So that's why I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So we got this game here. And honestly, I think the Giants should set Jackson Dart and let Jameis play against Mariota. So we can have two Heisman quarterbacks going against each other again. It'll be more
Exactly.
entertaining that way.
Yeah, I think so.
Uh,
Because the game is all about them W's.
yeah. And plus, I mean, I want to see the classic 500 yards, five
Five
touchdowns,
inter
five interceptions,
five
man.
interception. There
The
you
five,
go.
five, five. That's what I want to see.
5 for 5. That's
Yeah, yeah. You know, you ain't gonna get that with nobody else, man. Only James can give you that.
only James.
Um, the Raiders travel to play the Eagles. I'm kind of at this point. If the Eagles don't get right in this game, then we know
It's
for
over.
sure it's over.
It's over. Yeah, it's over.
Because if you don't beat the Raiders by 3 touchdowns,
They won't.
I know they ain't. I already knew they ain't.
They'll win. They'll win, but they won't beat about 3
Oh,
touchdowns.
but
No,
but but realistically, this should be a 3 touchdown game.
it should be. Yeah,
But they ain't gonna do it. I already know they ain't gonna do it.
and they find a way to lose this game. Oh man.
Ooh, ooh! If they lose this game,
Oh man.
ooh, Lord, this is gonna
Oh
be,
man.
and that give y'all life. Oh my God!
Nah, we'll find a way to mess it up.
I know y'all
If they
will,
lose,
but
if they
but
lose that game, guarantee the Vikings will beat us Sunday night.
man,
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it here.
man, you know how to throw water on y'all fire quick, don't you?
Hey man, there ain't no need to get all them embers out and everything. We ain't cooking no barbecue. Let it
Ain't
go.
let y'all ain't getting no pork chop off this one. I bet you that.
No, not at all.
The Jets play Jacksonville. Quietly, Trevor and Travis have been killing the league right now.
Oh
And
yeah.
what we fail to realize, if everybody talking about Buffalo, but if New England mess around and lose, they sitting right there to get the 1 seed.
hmm But Travis hurt, didn't he? He came back.
He came back.
Okay.
He came back. They defense is what keeping them in it though. They defense is real dominant right now. So
hmm
nobody talking about them, but low key, you might want to watch them.
Yeah, that is
Uh,
true.
the Cardinals travel to Houston. Paul Jacoby Brissett. Them boys go try to kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not gonna be a good. That's not gonna be a
And
good look.
no, them boys go try to kill him.
Yeah,
Ah,
it's pin the head back and run.
then the Sun man, I'm tell you what now, Sunday afternoon, they got some killer game now.
Yeah.
Packers travel to Denver. Um Jordan
I think
Love,
Packers will get
Toyota
that one.
Thon, Toyota Thon is on. Jordan Love. You know
Yeah,
how
I
he
think
played.
Packers get that. I think they'll get that game.
I
I think
believe he
Packers will
will
win that
too.
game.
Because you know what Denver problem is? Bo Nix.
hmm
Because
Yeah.
Bo Nix, Denver's defense is great. Bo
hmm
Nix is their problem.
hmm
But it's nothing no different. If you grew up in the South and saw Bo Nix play at Auburn, you realize why Bo Nix was a problem.
Yeah. They
Not
hired
Oregon,
him though.
not Oregon Bo Nix, Auburn Bo Nix.
Auburn on Nick. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Detroit travels out to play the Rams. That ought to be, ooh, that ought to be a
Ram
good.
City. Yeah, Ram City did lunch. So I think the Panthers woke them up there. That'll never happen again.
Yeah, but one thing about Detroit, if you don't put your hand on Jamal Gibbs,
Yeah.
but the Rams defense, I hope the
They can do
Rams,
it.
I hope Puka and Devontae is open.
But they always open. 24/7, 7-11.
Oh, they
There
say
you
I'm
go.
11. Okay, all right.
They said always open.
Okay, Panthers. You travel
They
to
better not.
you
They
travel
better
to New
not.
Orleans. You travel to the
They better not.
Superdome, and as me and you have always said, strange things happen in
And that's
the
Superdome.
Superdome.
hmm
You already done lost to them in Carolina.
In Carolina. Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
lose to them. Yeah, now the Falcons have gifted you first
The
place.
division. Because you're in first place right now. That is correct.
Don't go to the dome. and lose this football game.
They
But
better
again,
not.
I say again, strange things happen in that
Same thing
Superdome.
that happened. Exactly.
Ever since Hurricane Katrina, strange things happen in that Superdome.
At young way, straight down the middle. Just put the signal light on and go right.
Right.
Right in
I
this
know.
thing.
I know, boy. Hey, I know how it is. Uh the Titans play San Francisco Sunday. Uh
Why?
I,
Why?
it's the same thing I'm trying to figure out. When they made this schedule, why this couldn't have been a September game? You know what I mean? This game
Exactly.
had no business being in December, man.
They're paying the stats with the 49ers, man. That's all it is.
Obviously, because you know, low key, the 49ers are still hanging on to the playoffs. And I'm like, how?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
Because
the games like this.
but here go the thing though. But the Seahawks and the Rams been winning football games, but the 49ers hanging on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they still got life.
It's the craziest thing I ever seen in my life. But we'll see. Uh the Colts travel out west to Seattle
They're
with
done.
44-year
They're,
old.
they're done. It's over. And he gonna
Oh,
retire after the game.
well, how bad does it have to be? Well, you mean to tell me you can't find nobody to be your
They got
quarterback?
Cam. They got Cam out there.
They don't want Cam. Cam ain't no quarterback no more, man. Cam, I don't know what Cam is no more. Cam presents no image of football whatsoever.
He put his Mashika helmet on and go out there, man. He gonna be all right, man.
Honestly, Jameis presents more quarterback than Cam right there. The coach, you mean to tell me you couldn't have called the Giants? It's like, why don't you cut Jameis? Let us pick him up.
Yeah,
I mean,
somebody we need. We need somebody right now.
I know somebody been like, nah, you can't get Jameis.
Yeah, nah, James got to stay where he at.
He got to stay where he at. But at the same time, you gonna put a 44. Look at him, bro. Uh 44. You ain't played in 5 years.
That
And
rust is real.
you gonna put him out there against Seahawk defense.
Yeah, he gonna retire after that
Man,
game.
he gonna be the spokesperson for AARP when this over with.
Mm-hmm. For
And
sure.
then again Sunday night, Minnesota versus Dallas,
In all of it.
in Arlington.
Cowboys Cowboys will win if the Eagles win. If the Eagles lose, the Cowboys will lose. They'll mess it up.
Well, you know, one more loss, y'all done.
Yeah,
Regardless,
we only got a 9% chance now. We got the Eagles have to have an epic blowout, and we got to be on point. Which one do you believe in more? The Eagles messing it all up, or the Cowboys straightening the ship and riding?
at this
But
point,
you ain't got to answer. I already know.
at this point, it's a 50-50 chance for either.
That is true. That is true.
At this point, it truly is 50-50 either way you go on this. Now, I will say now, Monday night, seeing as how TJ got his lung punctured, getting acupuncture, that tell you first of all, ain't nobody other than somebody that grew up in that culture need to be doing acupuncture. Okay.
Exactly.
Oh my God, y'all do the dumbest stuff. But again, I will say this here. This is a game, and it's set up so much for it. Steelers beat the Ravens last week. This is a game that is set up for us to let the Dolphins come into Pittsburgh and get beat.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah, I see this show. I see Aaron Rodgers playing like crap. I see A Chain and them running the football up and down the field. I see Jalen Waddle doing the Waddle at least 3 times in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even. I all you got to do, Steelers, is win this game, and that pretty much puts you solidly in the playoffs at this point. But
Mm-hmm.
somehow, some way, you're gonna find a way to screw this up. I already know. You know,
We'll see. We'll
this has
see what
been
happens.
this has been the biggest conundrum for me this year. Is just I'm at my wits end when it comes to the Steelers, man. I really am.
Join the club, man.
I,
Hey, you just got to deal with it, man, and ride it out. That's all I say. I just want to watch good football. If my team happens to be on the TV and they can make it look interesting, I'll dig in. But it's hard for me to just fall in behind them and give them the full. I just didn't get my full support, but I know what we got.
but you know what
So
though?
no expectation.
Here's the thing though, Kelsey. They gonna play on Monday night. And if I watch the first quarter and they look like crap, I'm gonna turn the game off. I already know that. I did that in the Buffalo game.
Hmm.
When they started looking stink, I'm like, man, I'm not watching this because I know it's going to affect my mood for the rest of the night because they aggravate me so much. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the Atlanta Braves, and the Clemson Tigers this year have thoroughly driven me. If I, that's why my face so white right now.
Hmm. I understand. Trust me.
Yeah.
You just got to become a fan of the game. That's all to do.
Bruh, I mean, I wish I could go in like I do with the Sixers because that's my team. I went into the season with no expectation because I already knew we stunk. Okay.
Hmm.
And I wish I was like that with the Steelers and Clemson but I didn't. I went in high expectations, started football season. Oh man, we can beat LSU, be on our way. Up, here we go.
Yeah, because it's because of the past success.
Right. The only thing that went right for Clemson this year, they beat Carolina. That's the only thing that went right.
And
Uh,
then first half, I wasn't 100% sure about that.
I man, look. One thing I already know is the Gamecocks was gonna find a way to screw up that game, so that wasn't even a thought. Um, Clemson can right the ship a little more because they play Penn State in the Pinstripe Bowl. Good little trip to go to New York. Not a bad trip. That hey, it's better than going to Charlotte playing in the Dukes game. Um,
Mhm.
I was confident. I was glad of that, honestly, because you get to play a national team, a Big Ten team. Um,
Mhm.
that was a good job for them to get that role. Um, I have no qualms with that. We got a lot of work to do this off season to get us back where we need to be, and maybe we don't need to be ranked at the beginning of the year next year, and that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Dabo will make it right next year. If not, he won't be there the year after.
well, we kind of at a point right now, Kelsey. The thing is, if you get fired, who you gonna get?
That part too.
You know,
That's the thing.
there's a severe uh
Lack.
lack of quality because even right now with Michigan, everybody that they talking about actually got a good job, and you
Hmm.
really would have to question why am I gonna leave where I'm at to go to Michigan?
Yeah.
You know, everybody pushing want to push Kalen the board, and I'm like, what you pushing me for? I'm in the playoff,
Hmm.
and I'm at Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay, Alabama to
Exactly.
me when you put Alabama and Michigan together, I don't see what's the greater of the two. If anything, you go to Michigan, you don't play but one game out of the year. That's the only difference. Oh well, but anyway, that's where we're at this week. If you are getting ready for the playoff start, we should get Saturday football, I believe, next weekend. So that'll
Yeah.
be a key moving forward. Um, so that'll make things even better.
Hmm.
Saturday NFL and Saturday college. I'm sorry. So we're at that point of the year. It's winding down.
Yep.
What we hate most. But
Oh yeah,
we'll work to get that, um, and just see where we go from there.
for sure.
All right. You got anything else, Coop?
I think that's it. I think it was great. This is a great one. I mean, we got a lot accomplished. We talked about a lot, and I'm just excited for the rest of the season to see where we wind up. Sunday's going to be pivotal in the NFL, and like you just said, college, man. The playoffs, the other games, we'll see what happens. Gonna be some good football.
But you know what the difference between this year and last year? If didn't it feel better when Clemson was in the playoffs last year? because you was excited.
It
That was the
did. It did.
thing, you know.
But we saw it coming though. The writing was on the wall. Yep.
Well,
Yep.
hopefully, get Cade Klubnik out of there, and hopefully we can rebound and move forward. We'll see
Yeah.
where we at
Yeah.
that point.
Dabo got to find that diamond in the rough, but he's also got to have somebody to develop him. That's the only other thing. So yeah.
We got to make some changes on that coaching tree, man, because that I think that's doing us more damage than anything. But we'll see.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
All right. Well, just for everybody thought process, tomorrow is my birthday, so I'm about to get ignorant. So um
That's right. Happy early birthday.
appreciate
And
you,
I'll
bro.
make sure to shout you out tomorrow.
Appreciate you, because I'm about to get stupid. So y'all enjoy yourselves, have fun. You know what time it is. Feeling lovely,
Definitely.
dog.
All right, man.
All right.
Look, you enjoy your night and we'll holler at you.
All right. Peace.